Hi, it's Owen here from Callaway Golf, and I'm joined today by Inci Mehmet at the beautiful Evian Golf Resort. We've got some brand new Callaway Opus wedges in front of us. Inci, this is going to be your first hit. You excited?
I'm so excited. Let's do this.
Okay, Inci, it's 3 years since we brought out some new wedges, so we've been working on these for some time. So we've got the Opus line of wedges here for you to hit. We're going to go through a few different scenarios, but first up, we're maybe 60, 70 yards away from the pin.
I'd say so.
We've got a load of grinds, a load of lofts. We're going to get your very first impression. So first up, what do you like to see in a wedge? What's your what do you love seeing?
Oh, I just think with chipping or pitching, I think you've got to be able to manage so many variables, whether it's lie dependent, shot dependent. So I quite like a wedge that you can manipulate and play around with, but I think it's really important for gapping sake. Yes, you might have a feely kind of 58, but in your 54, 52 maybe, I quite like a bit more of like a standard straight grind, so then I can incorporate it into my pitching action a little bit more, I'd say. Okay,
so let's give you a 56 degree here, so like I say, 60, 70 yards, you got an S-grade, you want to have a look at it.
Come on, give it to me. Nice. What does Opus mean?
Okay, so Opus is from music, and it's actually, if you think back to Mozart, that sort of thing, it's a culmination of a lifetime's work. So this is how much effort the guys at Callaway have put into the wedges.
It's nice.
It's also about, you know, elegance and looks, and you know, we feel this is a very elegant line of wedges. It's very well tour validated. We've had this in tour players' hands for quite some time, so it's really designed to be something you can work art with, something you can really create around the green. So yeah, we're kind of calling it out there as Opus.
Let's
it's a big deal.
Make that reality then, shall we?
So first impressions down on the ground, what do you think?
Yeah, I think whenever a player has a wedge in their hand, they always do this, don't they, where they kind of like brush the turf, and they want to see that club gliding a little bit, and again a bit with that kind of how malleable is it, can I loft it down a little bit here like a nice low spinny shot, or can I open it up and get a floaty one there? I think for this shot in particular, it's quite a standard shot, a little bit of slope on the right. I might try and drive this a little bit more, but overall, I mean, the sound of this when I kind of brush the turf is just beautiful, lovely. Right, let's give this a go. I mean, immediately lovely face, like just feels like the perfect size there. See what this has got. Oh,
sounded lovely.
That's going to grab as well. Pin eye for a start. How's that for control?
That was a little nipper, wasn't it? Brilliant. Let's hit another one.
That's a good start.
Why don't you try just opening this one up a little bit as well?
Should we try and get a bit of a floater in there then? And I just think a bit like the irons as well, you know, it's always important to be able to hit different types of shots, because in reality, you're not going to hit the same shot over and over again. It's a bit more speed in this one, I reckon, and height.
Lovely.
Love that. Slam dunk.
Oh, beautiful.
Even better than the first.
Yeah, first impressions, what do they feel like off the face?
Feel amazing. I must admit, I'm not a wedge expert, but just looking at this immediately, I'm just filled with confidence. And I would say, if anything, this is probably a weakness in my game. So I just think being able to drive one down there, still have that bit of spin, hit a nice high floater. I just feel so comfortable with this in my hand. And also, like, from a design perspective, it looks incredibly simple, I would say, and very clean, which I like, which means when it gets dirty, it'll be very easy to clean as well. So that's a big plus. Get that toothbrush on it, So that was an S grind. So this is going to be a versatile grind, the S grind, something that is going to be suited to a lot of players who maybe play at different courses, different conditions. I put a C grind in your hand there. So this is more of a shot maker's sort of grind round the green. So this is you're gonna see this bit more heel toe relief. I was gonna say just that. I just think with that sort of grind in my hand, I'd be much more comfortable hitting like a fuller pitch shot like this. Immediately when you put this in my hand with that kind of toe shaved down, this little sole here, it just looks like a club where you'd be a bit more malleable around the greens. So yeah, 100%. You can see that.
Let's see what this one does. Just see if you can notice a difference in how it interacts.
Okay, let's give this a go. Oh,
nice. You see their divot there straight away.
That was steep, wasn't it?
Steep, but it dug into turf. So you can see there straight away that this is pretty soft conditions here. That's dug in. That grind's like not quite helping you as much as the S grind. So
I want to give this one another go.
Still spun though.
It did.
Lovely, yeah.
So different, isn't it?
Such a big difference.
that was a better shot, but like that was simply from the grind.
So lesson there, just if you're looking at wedges, it's so important to speak to your PGA Pro, your coach, just to find out what turf conditions you normally play on the different grinds. Straight away, they're into you taking some divots, just like different grind. I tell you what, it was spinning though, and we have a new package. So we have a Spin Gen package on here.
Right.
So we've actually tightened the grooves up. The pitch of the grooves is closer together.
Yeah.
And then we have a new kind of more robust finish on the face in general. So the way it's been blasted.
Right.
And then we actually have on the lower irons, and we'll talk about this. The higher lofts around the greens. We've actually got angled grooves as well. So when you open the face up, you'll be able to see that. So. We've got quite a different package there. I was noticing how much those balls were spinning there straight away. So why don't we move up close to the green? We'll hit some chip shots, try a few different grinds again and see how it performs there.
You got the bag?
I've got the bag, let's go.
I'll take the balls.
Okay, Inci, we've moved up to the edge of the green. We've got maybe, I don't know, a 20 yard, 25 yard chip and run here. So,
I'd say so.
What would you use here? What would be your go-to? Are you a wedge player that just goes like 60 all around the green, or do you want something a bit more? What about 52?
I would 100% choose a 52 from this sort of situation. I think a really good way to gauge that is if I was to throw a ball, what sort of trajectory am I visualizing? How am I seeing that release? And I think my best chances of matching that is with a 52, and that looks like quite a straight grind to me. I'd say. Yeah. Okay. So we've got 52 S grind. And are you looking to spin this, or are you looking to run this out? I think it's always nice. It depends. Like if you've got slope on the green, sometimes you want it to have a bit of a drive and then grab just after that slope. Obviously, this is a lot flatter, so I want to try and keep this shot, as simple as possible. So I'm just looking to land it, and I do want that natural bit of release, almost like a putt towards the end. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, from a simple perspective sake, I'm looking to land this about halfway, and I want to see it releasing a little bit right to left.
Let's give this a go then.
Okay.
Nice.
A little bit of release. Nice, I'll take that.
What do you think of the shape of these wedges? I mean, you've obviously been a Jaws player for a little while now, but does the shape suit your eye?
Absolutely. To be honest, I can't see a dramatic difference, which I really like. I think it's just that element of feel and security. And also, another thing that I quite like about this 52, yes, it's quite straight, but I also feel as though I can put the toe down a little bit and get a bit more of a dead stripe, but still generate a bit of speed.
When would you put the toe down?
Just like when the lie's a bit iffy, to be honest, is probably the best bet, or if I've lost a little bit of confidence in my chipping. But that's a really good kind of safe go-to kind of shot, which I might play around with now, actually.
Okay, yeah, why don't you try one of those?
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Love that you can hear that clicky sound.
How nice is that?
Nice little bit of spin. And again, feels good off the face. You're getting that spin working for you.
Yeah, it feels a tiny bit soft, but because of that, I feel as though I can still swing at it with a bit of speed, and I can just feel that spin in the club face between that interaction. So yeah, really like it.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you another different grind, maybe one that you wouldn't have played before, but this is a sneaky grind that we're seeing actually a lot of the tour guys, or a few of the tour guys certainly go into. This is a W grind.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of bounce on it.
Yes, it looks...
So it's going to be, really helpful. Maybe if you've got a lie, you're kind of not that confident with your chipping.
Okay.
But like I said, a lot of tour players are finding this quite useful as well.
Immediately, it makes me want to open up the club face a little bit. I don't know why.
It's going to add even more bounce, so you're going to get a bit more forgiveness.
There we go.
So this is actually a 58, so this is going to go a bit
So I'm going
higher.
to try and carry it further up.
Sorry, yeah.
A little bit further up.
Okay.
I didn't strike it great, but for a bad shot, that's pretty damn good.
I tell you, it spun, didn't it, as well? Yeah, you didn't strike. You could hear that was a little bit heavy, so that little bit of forgiveness really helped you.
That's exactly what you need.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to strike it perfectly every single time, and you want to make sure that your missed strikes are still half decent.
Yeah.
Let's give it one more. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? I mean, slightly long, but a beautiful interaction that just glided through.
Yeah. Now, I tell you what, Inci, for someone who you said to me off camera, you weren't that confident about your chipping.
I'm not. I really am not.
That's been pretty impressive so far.
I'll take that little dispersion over there, to be fair.
Great stuff. I tell you what, we're going to give these one more final test.
Okay.
Why don't we head to the bunker?
I love bunkers.
Okay.
I really do.
Famous last words. Let's go and do it. Let's have a go with these at the bunker. Okay, Inci, so we're now in the bunker. You have got a bit of a go-to here. This is a 56 S grind, 12 degrees of bounce.
Okay.
So plenty of help there.
Yeah.
What would you normally use out of here? We've got a pretty standard bunker shot here. I'd say like 12-yard bunker shot, a little bit below the green.
Yeah, normally,
quite straightforward shot, but
yeah, I mean, normally I would have like a 58 in the bag for a bunker shot, I would say, and normally it would be very kind of a creative wedge, I would say.
Okay.
So this is a lot straighter than what I'm used to. So I'm actually quite intrigued to see how it feels like in the sand.
Let's hit a couple with this one
Am I allowed
quickly.
to hit a practice swing even though it's we're in a bunker?
No, you've got to go straight for it. First hit.
Right, okay. So yeah, there is a little tier that we need to carry here. So I'm going to try and carry it all the way.
Okay, so you've got to face miles open here, adding quite a bit of bounce as well on already a wedge with quite a bit of bounce. So. Nice.
Had the carry.
Okay, so a bit more carry than you maybe wanted to. We're going to just change it straight up here. We're going to straight into a different one.
Okay.
So we're going to go into a W grind.
Yes.
So this is getting further away from what you said. This is even more bounce.
Gosh,
so
okay.
give yourself this one. See what you think here.
It's got a bit more... Oh,
nearly hold it.
That was close.
What do you feel a big difference there straight away?
Yeah, so with the first one, I just feel like it's quite straight. And for me, I don't know if it's my technique or whatever, but it just feels as though I'm going to dig a little bit more personally. Yeah. I just think whenever I've got that back bit just sawn off a little bit more, I don't know why, it just feels like it glides a bit more in the sand personally.
Let's go for one you're used to then.
Okay.
So this is a T grind. So this is the grind we haven't used yet on the video. So this is our tour grind, a lot of heel and toe relief. Really a specialist wedge for
I like the look of this. I really do.
Okay, you're excited about this one. So
I've not hit a single shot with this one yet, but just straight away when I look at that, I just go, wow, I can do so much with it.
Okay.
And I just think when you're playing out of a bunker, sometimes you might want to chase one out there, you know, that little fat and run shot, or try and get this floating all the way, which I'll do with this. For some reason, I really like the look of this one. Yeah. This is the one, Owen.
You knew.
I knew. This is the one. So, I don't know. It's something I'm used to, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's a bit of a lesson early on, though, in terms of wedges and bounces about going around and actually just testing them. You need to maybe do that again with a pro or a fitter, a Callaway fitter, and actually test the different grinds in different scenarios, because they were so different in places.
Big time.
First impressions, the Opus wedge, Inci, what do you think?
I just think it looks so clean.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. It doesn't look too unfamiliar, I would say, so it fills me with a lot of comfort and confidence. And I mean, when you've got a fresh wedge like this, it's just always going to look great and sparkle in this sort of sun, isn't it? We're surrounded by Evian water, so it's pretty amazing. Good
stuff. So thank you for taking the time to do this with us. Good to get your feedback. We also do this wedge, the Opus wedge, in a gunmetal. Lots of different lofts. We talked about the 4 different grinds there as well. Maybe have a look at the Callaway website to think about what turf conditions, the sort of player you are, as to what grind you're in. Really important to speak to your PGA Pro Callaway retailer. We also offer this in a platinum, very much a specialist wedge at the 58, 56 degrees. If you're someone who likes a heavier wedge, and you actually talked about that off camera with me, with some tungsten, first ever of its kind wedge that we've made, that's also an option. Again, go and have a look at the Callaway website for that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.